Przecieki z Elden Ringa? Nightreigna? O, co ty gadasz? Przycieki z Nightreigna. Nowi bossowie, bohaterowie i więcej.
Alright, what's going on, guys? I wish we could go through one From Software game.
Co ma
Doesn't happen.
głos.
Every single time, way in advance, we start getting their upcoming games leaking. We still got over 2 months to go, and potentially now, we have all the major spoilers.
Ej, ja nie wiem, czy wy widzieliście wszystkie gameplaye z Nightreigna, one są na głównym kanale. Serio, polecam wam to zobaczyć, bo to, co my tam z chłopakami w tej gierce robimy, to idealnie pokazuje, co w niej się da zrobić i jak śmieszne to jest, gdy ludzie mówią, że ta gra jest za ciężka i trzeba zmniejszyć paski życia na bossach. To był taki fajny content. Ja nie mogę się doczekać, aż to jest tytuł, na który w ogóle nawet nie miałem pojęcia, że mnie to zainteresuje. Stary Battle Royale dosłownie, znaczy, no nie, bo nie masz elementu PvP, ale wrzucanie się na mapę, chłopie, jak w Fortnite, w Eldenie, a to jest taki strzał w dziesiątkę, ja tak na to czekam.
Potentially about to leak, but we may be safe for now because it appears like Bandai is putting a lid on this real quick. Because in case you have not heard yet, there have been some major Nightreign leaks going on over the weekend. I'm talking full-on gameplay that shows off the one hero we had not seen yet, as well as new returning bosses from the Dark Souls trilogy that I am obviously not going to show you in this video because Bandai is copyright striking anyone that tries to re-upload it, so please don't be stupid and do that. However, we are going to discuss it today since
Czy Nightreign stworzy nowy gatunek? Kurwa, raczej zredefiniował stare trochę. Połączył dwa, zrobił hybrydę. To ja bym nie powiedział, że to jest nowy gatunek, ale to jest bardzo ciekawa hybryda.
it is now already in the public domain. That's the rule on this channel. I am not a leaker. I have never been a leaker. We only ever talk about public
Jestem przeciekarzem. Dobrze to tłumaczy.
information, and this has gone completely public. It's out of control now. With that in mind, I would consider these spoilers if you're trying to stay spoiler free. You may not want to watch
Tu nie ma
this,
żadnych
and well,
spoilerów
good luck
takich,
navigating the next 2
wiecie,
months
czegoś
apparently.
byście
But I'll let
się
you know
mogli
before
obawiać
we're
w
about to
fabule,
talk about the
więc nie
actual
bójcie
contents
się.
of the leak. But I do want to go over how this happened, and I will give you a spoiler warning
Kurwo
ahead of time.
jebana.
But as we get started today, if you want to stay up to date on all things Elden Ring Nightreign, then go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And now let's get into it. So, over the weekend, there was a very interesting video to go live over on TikTok, which was recorded in like 480p from a distance, showing off some Elden Ring Nightreign gameplay. And if you were someone that was just mindlessly scrolling, you probably would have seen it and thought, oh, that's just more Nightreign gameplay from the closed network test. Until you look closely. Then you would have realized that pretty much everything on screen was not in the closed network test. And yes, it was all new gameplay. This was not a mod, this was not fake, this was completely real, and we know it was because people that repost it on YouTube are getting immediate copyright strikes, not copyright claims, full-on copyright strikes from Bandai Namco. Now the actual leaker himself was all too eager to talk about everything and tell exactly how he got the gameplay. And just a side note, everything about the way the guy was handling the situation just kind of made me mad. He was obviously doing this for clout, trying to prop up his own YouTube channel, while also talking about being a hero to the Souls community and not ruining the experience the way other YouTubers would. Like, brother,
Brzmi jak Eldeniarz.
you're literally leaking the game. That's as bad as it gets. That is exactly what ruins the experience for everybody. This is the kind of thing that kills these communities, because it's all attention seeking. This kind of stuff happens all the time now. But I digress. The leaker stated that he was a tester for an alpha of Nightreign, of which the network test had about 40% of that alpha's content, and the footage was taken prior to the network test. And congratulations, I guess, buddy, because you just lost your job. You're not going to be alpha testing this game anymore, or any other games likely. But I kind of have a sneaking suspicion that the guy talking on TikTok was not the tester. He may have received this from somebody else, who they'll still be able to track down. But the guy went on to say that he had a lot more gameplay that he was going to leak, as well as host a live stream of new unreleased Nightreign gameplay. That's the level of stupidity we're dealing with here. However, at the time of me recording this, all the videos have been taken down. His TikTok page and YouTube channel are still up. Obviously, I'm not going to link to them, but they're all over the internet now. So, shocker, it looks like he got caught. But since the information itself has been spread around everywhere, it's all over Reddit, it's on Twitter, we are going to talk about what the gameplay contained. So here's your spoiler warning. If you do not want to know about the last hero that has not been revealed yet, or a throwback boss, now is when you should click away. Once again, spoiler warning. Okay, so, like I said, we did get a look at the new hero. We had heard tell about this one from an interview with Ishizaki that kind of hinted at what the abilities would be. It's a character based entirely around spirit summons. Now, we couldn't see the front of the character, but it looks like they either have flowing white hair or a long white cloak. And they had 3 spirit summons out at a time, and the health bars of the spirit summons appeared between your equipment and the ability icons at the bottom. Now, it's unclear what the abilities actually do. However, one of the spirit summons that was on the field, the only one we could really see, was the giant skeleton that the Tibia Mariner summoned. And that does appear to be the ult. At least kind of, because we see in one clip the character use the ult.
Wreszcie jakaś postać dla recenzentów, nie?
Summon this big orb out of themselves that goes into the skeleton and causes the skeleton to use its beam attack. And it does a metric ton of damage, at least in one of the clips. Now, I wouldn't really take the damage as something to keep in mind for the later game. I'm sure, of course, the ult does do a lot of damage, but we don't know how it's tuned in this build. Now, like I said, Ishizaki had kind of hinted at this. He did state that there was a character that uses spirit summons, and they would play a role in some sort. But it was only a guess that that would be the next hero. However, with this leak, we now know all 8 heroes that
Bo to skończy się jak memy z Hunterem w WoWie, nie? To podoba mi się.
will be present in the game on launch. The other 7 were all in the trailer, as we've covered numerous times here on the channel. Now, for the boss the player was actually fighting in the leak. If you don't want to know about that one, again, spoiler alert right here. Click off if you don't want to know. The 2 bosses that we've seen in this leak are from the Dark Souls trilogy, and the first one is pretty exciting. Firstly, we have the Dancer of the Boreal Valley. Pretty big fan favorite boss that I think could fit very well into Nightreign. Dancer is a deep, fast-paced fight and covers a lot of area with her attacks, but I do think she's going to need some help to fit into Nightreign, kind of like Centipede Demon got and the other boss we're going to talk about. But in the video itself, the only thing Dancer's doing is just walking around with the same animation from Dark Souls 3. But regardless, that'll be a fun night boss, and it's good to see that they're doing a lot of returning bosses. Honestly, I hope we have more of them than we do Elden Ring bosses, at least in the night, because all we've seen in the day so far are ones we've been fighting for the past 3 years straight. But then we have another returning boss shown as well. None other than the Gaping Dragon. It wouldn't have been my first guess if somebody asked
Gaping Dragon wraca z jedynki, ale
me to
zajebiście.
pick one. But it does appear that the Gaping Dragon is in fact a night boss. Probably the first night, if I had to guess, like the Centipede Demon. Now in the clip, we actually see the Gaping Dragon use the acid attack that it has, where it coats the entire floor in a pool of acid. Again, if you played Dark Souls 1, you will remember that, and this actually takes out the spirit summon of the character. Now, I'm gonna be honest, the Gaping Dragon is a very slow boss. It was easy in Dark Souls 1. They're gonna have tuned this guy up like crazy to make him put up any kind of threat in Nightreign. Now, the attack we saw in the video was just the poison spread, and the animation did seem consistent with Dark Souls 1, but there's just no way they leave the Gaping Dragon the same in Nightreign. He's just too slow and the game is way too fast. But considering what they did for Centipede Demon, made him quite a bit faster and gave him new attacks, he was still pretty
Takie liki nie napędzają hype'u. Pewnie, że napędzają. To taka najbardziej zaangażowana na część społeczności jestem zainteresowana.
easy, but an uncoordinated team could still die to Centipede Demon pretty easily in the CNT, so I expect the Gaping Dragon to be up to par. But that was all we saw in the video. It was only 16 seconds long, or about that length, and absolutely terrible quality. It was not straight captured gameplay, which does make me doubt a little bit that this leaker is who he claims to be, and could potentially have gotten this gameplay or video from someone else, because the leaker was going around replying to comments with a lot of supposed information, but he clearly has no idea what he's talking about, saying things like, there are not 8 heroes in the game, the final boss that you hunt changes every time, things that have been blatantly confirmed by the developers, he seems not to know. Or if you played the network test, you would understand several of the game's systems, which he clearly does not, or even with a basic Google search. So I don't know how he got his hands on this legit gameplay, but he's straight up lying in the comments for engagement, or trying to sound like he's legit, in order, like I said, to clout chase for his YouTube channel. It's just so stupid. It ruins the experience for everybody. Just let us find out about these things when we actually play the game. And I would love to go into a From Software game not having been spoiled, but ever since I started this
Ej, a wy tak macie, że jak wychodzi jakaś taka nowa gra i przez przypadek zobaczycie jakiegoś bossa takiego jak ten wilk, to myślicie, o kurwa, zostało mi to zaspoilerowane, chciałem to sam odkryć? O kurwa, zobaczyć jednego z bossów, to dla mnie takie... Jakie to ma kurwa znaczenie? Że to dosłownie pół godziny gameplayu tu zostało. Rozumiem na przykład, nie wiem, w takim DLC-ku do Eldena, że nagle wraca Radan. No to jest coś fajnego, co byłoby warto samemu zobaczyć. Ale tak zobaczyć jakiegoś bossa z gierki rujnuje doświadczenie. Mnie na przykład nie rujnuje to doświadczenie. Nie czuję, żeby to był jakiś mocny spoiler, żebym coś tracił.
This channel, it's been completely unavoidable. Anyway though, I hope Bandai cracks down on this very quickly. This is completely illegal in case anybody gets it twisted. This guy is not a hero to the Souls community. This is literally a crime. And I don't know why we're still dealing with this in 2025. They gotta get some better security over there, because all of their games leak like this. All of them. Yeah, we do cover it here on the channel, but only after it's already front page news everywhere else. At that point, we have to talk about it. And it's a shame, man, because like I said, this would be so much more fun to just discover in-game. You can't build a career off leaks, because yeah, you might get clout in the short term, but you're gonna lose all the private access you get. You're much better off just enjoying being able to do exclusive things like that, like test a game early. That's way more valuable than some likes on TikTok. So I don't get it, but regardless, here we are. Anyways though guys, that's gonna do it for the
Tak, chcielibyście testować taką grę przed jej wyjściem, ale nie móc nikomu o niczym powiedzieć? Ja to bym umarł w środku chyba, naprawdę.
video today. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, be sure to leave a like on it and subscribe to stay up to date on all
Wyobraźcie
things Elden
sobie,
Ring, Nightreign. But with
Jak ja
all
się
that,
czułem, gdy zagrałem w Diablo 4 rok wcześniej przed jego premierą z podpisaną NDA-ką. I przez rok nie mogłem nawet nic powiedzieć o moich uczuciach i wiedziałem, jakie gówno nadchodzi. Była jedna z najgorszych decyzji w życiu wtedy, pamiętam. I to było to... Ja pierdolę, jak pojawiał się ten cały hype związany z Diablo i ja wtedy myślę, ja pierdolę, ci ludzie nawet nie wiedzą, o czym oni gadają. Jak ta gra wygląda. I tylko włączyłem pierwszy gameplay i strumień świadomości. Cały PDF przygotowany, cała lista rzeczy, która w grze jest źle zrobiona.
I will catch you in the next one.
Ty no, same moner.